welcome to this explainer. Today, we're cracking the code on New York City's observation decks. You know, the Skyline has always been this giant scoreboard of ambition, but lately, the real battle is being fought by the decks themselves. So, let's sift through the data and unlock the insider secrets to maximizing your time and, let's be real, your money. So, here's the absolute secret. You do not need to visit all of them. No way. Trying to hit every single one would completely exhaust your budget and your legs. You really just need to find the one that perfectly matches your specific travel style. Okay, let's meet the heavyweights. We call them the Big Five: Top of the Rock, the Empire State Building, Summit One Vanderbilt, the Edge, and One World Observatory. We're going to break down these towering giants based on three crucial pillars: their views, their vibes, and their value. Here's our roadmap to finding your perfect skyline match today. We'll hit the classic icons, the modern thrills, the tallest peak. Then we'll help you find your perfect match and finish up with some absolutely essential visiting tips.
All right, part one, the classic icons.
Now, there's a really stark contrast between these two legends. You basically have to ask yourself one question. Do you want to physically stand inside the famous Art Deco cathedral that is the Empire State Building? Or do you want that perfectly balanced, dead-center photograph of it framed beautifully by Central Park? Because you can really only get that second one from Top of the Rock.
If you go with the Empire State Building, you're choosing a profound historical pilgrimage. Honestly, this quote perfectly captures it. The open-air 86th-floor observatory, with its wire mesh fencing, has a raw, windy, cinematic feel. It's this amazing 360-degree panorama where the entire city circles you like a giant diorama. It is absolute perfection for a late-night city lights experience, especially if you step out into that nostalgic breeze after 9 p.m. when the crowds finally thin out.
On the flip side, Top of the Rock is just this stress-free, well-oiled machine. It features 3 staggered stone terraces that just naturally disperse the crowd, so you're not bumping elbows. But the real game changer is that 70th floor. It is completely open air. I'm talking 0 glass panes to glare up your photos, guaranteeing your classic postcard shot is perfectly unobstructed.
Moving right along to part two, the modern thrills.
It's actually super fascinating to see the wild divergence in how we experience cities these days. Here, you have to decide between 2 totally different modern vibes. An exhilarating, sweaty palms physical thrill dangling over the Hudson River at the Edge, or an aggressively designed, hyper-modern art installation right next to Grand Central at Summit One Vanderbilt. Looking at the Edge, the sheer stats are kind of staggering. It's a 7,500 square foot triangular glass wedge, literally cantilevered 80 feet straight out into the void, 100 stories above the pavement. It's actually the highest outdoor sky deck in the Western Hemisphere. It offers a legitimate rush. Like stepping onto its glass floor and leaning out over those outward angled glass walls, if you want to feel totally, utterly exposed to the elements and the city, this is 100% the one. Meanwhile, Summit One Vanderbilt is a totally different beast. It features Kenzo Digital's Air, which is this wild, immersive mirror art installation. Think endless mirrored infinity rooms and silver balloon sculptures where your reflection basically multiplies right up into the clouds. Get this, it's so pristine and otherworldly that they literally make you wear protective booties over your shoes, just so you don't scratch the glass floors. It's way less of a quiet viewing deck and more of a surreal sensory spectacle.
All right, on to part three, the tallest peak.
This brilliantly illustrates the sheer godlike scale we're talking about here. So, Top of the Rock sits at 850 feet, and the Edge pushes up to 1,131 feet. But One World Observatory, it towers over everything at an unbelievable 1,268 feet. From way up there, you're looking down on the rest of Manhattan like it's a hyper-detailed satellite map, just soaking in the rivers, the bridges, and that vast Atlantic horizon. And here's the crazy part. Astonishingly, despite being the absolute tallest peak, One World Observatory is very often the cheapest option of the bunch. If you check networks like Viator, prices can start at just $30 for weekday mornings. It seems completely counterintuitive, right? But it provides incredible value for getting that high up. But you know, it's not even just about the height, it's about the whole journey. You step in and take this rapid 47-second elevator ride that shoots you up 102 floors. And during that super swift ascent, the walls display this highly emotional time-lapse of New York's 500-year evolution. Now keep in mind, you are fully enclosed behind glass the whole time, and you're located way down south in the financial district, so Midtown is really more of a distant backdrop. But honestly,
The tear-jerking storytelling of that skypod elevator, paired with those sweeping harbor views of the Statue of Liberty, make it absolutely unmatched for sheer emotional scope.
Let's bring it all together in part 4, Find Your Perfect Match.
Making the choice is actually pretty simple once you match it to your personal travel style. Okay, first-timers or photographers wanting that classic shot, definitely head to Top of the Rock. Romantics or history buffs chasing the city lights late at night, the Empire State Building is your spot for sure. Content creators and design fiends, you belong at Summit. Adrenaline junkies, go dangle over the edge. And finally, if you just want to experience the humbling scale of the entire harbor, One World Observatory is calling your name.
And finally, part 5, Essential Visiting Tips.
Look, if you take away absolutely anything from our explainer today, please let it be this non-negotiable checklist. Step 1, always buy a timed ticket online well in advance. Booking 14 days out at the Edge, for instance, can save you a nice chunk of change. Step 2, aim for that golden slot, right around 60 to 90 minutes before sunset. This is the ultimate hack because it lets you catch daylight, the golden hour, and the lit skyline all in one single visit. And step 3, it sounds obvious, but always check the weather for visibility before you go. Because as this quote beautifully captures, that moment, that transition, is worth any price of admission. Seriously, watching the greatest city on Earth flip the switch and turn on its lights from hundreds of feet in the air, it is a profoundly magical transition. It's the kind of memory you'll carry with you forever. So, as we wrap up, keep this final question floating in your mind as you lock in your choice. Are you looking to simply look at the iconic skyline, or do you want to feel what it's like to be completely inside it? Let that guide you, and you'll be guaranteed to have the sky-high NYC experience of a lifetime. Thanks so much for exploring the heights of the city with me today.